In the heart of the Karakum Desert, where sand stretches endlessly beneath a merciless sun, a fire burns. It has refused to die for over half a century. A massive, glowing, roaring pit that locals call the door to hell. From the air, it looks like a wound torn into the skin of the earth, radiating an eerie orange light that can be seen for miles. But what exactly is this fiery abyss? How did it form? And what keeps it burning, decade after decade? Tonight, we journey deep into Turkmenistan, its most mysterious and mesmerizing landmark, the Darvaza Gas Crater, a place where science meets myth, and where the line between reality and legend blurs under the desert night sky. To understand the door to hell, we must travel back to the early 1970s. The Soviet Union was expanding its search for natural gas, and the harsh Karakum Desert held vast underground pockets of methane. In 1971, a Soviet drilling rig arrived near the small village of Darvaza. Geologists believed they'd found a large deposit. They set up their equipment, drilled into the sand, and within days, the ground beneath them began to tremble. Without warning, the surface collapsed. The drilling rig, the camp, and the vehicles were swallowed by the earth in a thunderous roar. What remained was a gaping hole, about 70 meters wide and 30 meters deep, exhaling a strong smell of toxic methane gas. In a decision that would define this place for eternity, the engineers decided to set the gas on fire, believing it would burn off in just a few days. But days became weeks. Weeks became months. Months turned into more than 50 years. The fire never went out. For decades, the true details of what happened at Darvaza remained hidden behind the Iron Curtain of Soviet secrecy. There are no official records of the drilling team, no exact date, and no photographs of the initial collapse. Some reports even claim the event occurred in 1967, others in 1971 or 1972. The truth lost to bureaucratic confusion and fading memories. This uncertainty only fueled the legends. Locals whispered that Soviet scientists had dug too deep, disturbing something ancient that was never meant to be uncovered. Stories began to circulate of voices heard from within the flames, of strange lights in the desert sky, and of workers who vanished without a trace. The Soviet government dismissed these tales as superstition. For them, the crater was simply an industrial mistake, left to burn in silence. Yet even for the Soviets, the endless fire was unsettling. It was as if nature itself had chosen to keep this wound open, a reminder of humanity as arrogance and the unpredictable power of the earth. Imagine standing at the edge of that crater today. The heat hits you like an invisible wall. The roar of the flames drowns out all other sounds. Each breath carries the heavy scent of sulfur and scorched air. The fire dances in endless patterns, sometimes flickering like candlelight, sometimes roaring like a living beast. It's hypnotic, beautiful, and terrifying all at once. At night, the desert becomes pitch black, except for this burning pit. From miles away, travelers can see its otherworldly glow, a beacon in the middle of nowhere. The crater's constant combustion is fueled by the steady seepage of methane from deep underground. Though scientists have tried to measure its volume and energy, the true size of the gas reservoir beneath remains unknown. In 2010, President Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedow officially renamed it the Shining of Karakum and ordered experts to find a way to extinguish the flames. Yet, over a decade later, the fire still burns. For the people of Turkmenistan, the door to hell is both a curse and a wonder. In the nearby village, elders tell children that the fire is a punishment from the gods, ignited by greed and human pride. Some say it's a portal to another world, a place where the earth breathes the souls of the damned. Others believe it's the guardian flame of ancient spirits, trapped beneath the desert sands. Despite its ominous name, the crater has become one of Turkmenistan's most visited tourist attractions. Adventurers from across the globe travel thousands of miles to witness its infernal glow. In 2013, Canadian explorer George Karounis became the first person to descend into the Darvaza crater, Wearing a heat-resistant suit and gas mask, he rappelled 30 meters down into the pit. His goal was to collect soil samples and see if microbial life could exist in such extreme conditions. To his astonishment, he discovered that bacteria were thriving inside the crater, surviving in temperatures that would kill most living things. It was proof that even in the harshest, most hostile places on Earth, life finds a way. From a scientific perspective, the DarvazaCrater is a fascinating natural laboratory. Methane, a potent greenhouse gas, seeps through fractures in the Earth's crust. When it ignites, the reaction produces carbon dioxide, water vapor, and intense heat. Normally, such gas seeps extinguish quickly, but in Darvaza's case, the underground gas chamber appears massive and continuously replenishing. Researchers believe the structure of the surrounding sandstone allows methane to flow freely, feeding the fire like a giant underground bellows. Despite attempts to calculate when the gas might run out, estimates vary widely, from a few more decades to centuries. But there's another layer of scientific intrigue. How did the collapse happen in such a perfect circular formation? Why hasn't the crater expanded or collapsed further? Some geologists suggest the region sits atop a network of gas-filled caverns, and that Darvaza might just be one of many potential craters waiting to open. If that's true, the Karakum Desert could be hiding multiple doors to hell, still sealed beneath the shifting sands. For decades, locals have claimed that strange things happen near the crater. Campers report hearing distant rumbling from beneath the desert floor, as if the earth were breathing. Photographers have captured mysterious orbs of light floating near the rim, a phenomenon scientists attribute to methane combustion, but believers see as signs of something supernatural. At night, the desert wind carries a low, haunting hum. Some say it's the voice of the crater itself, whispering the story of its creation, warning humanity not to dig too deep. Legends tell of a nomadic tribe that once settled near this place centuries ago. They spoke of the fire under the earth and how their ancestors forbade anyone from disturbing it. When the Soviets drilled into that forbidden land, the prophecy was fulfilled. The earth opened and the flame was unleashed. It's an eerie tale, but one that continues to capture the imagination of those who visit. Because when you stand before the door to hell, it's hard not to feel something ancient watching back. In recent years, the Turkmen government has debated whether to extinguish the crater once and for all. The official reasons are environmental safety, wasted natural gas, and potential harm to nearby settlements. But putting out a fire that has burned for over 50 years is no simple task. Experts would have to block the methane flow, stabilize the ground, and safely seal the crater, an engineering feat never before attempted on this scale. And beyond the technical challenges, there's an emotional one. The door to hell has become a symbol of Turkmenistan, a bizarre and mesmerizing reminder of nature's power and humanity's mistakes. Some argue that it should remain as it is, a living monument, a fiery scar that tells the story of human curiosity and its consequences. For now, the crater continues to burn, uncontrolled, unstoppable, untamed. As the desert night deepens, the flames of the door to hell flicker against the black sky. You stand there, staring into the abyss, and you realize you're not just looking at a geological phenomenon, you're looking at time itself. This fire began when men tried to control nature. They thought they could contain it, but the Earth had other plans. The Darvaza Gas Crater is a living paradox. A disaster turned into beauty, a mistake turned into legend, a wound that refuses to heal. Maybe that's why we're drawn to it, not just for the spectacle, but for what it represents. The burning pit is a mirror, reflecting humanity's eternal struggle between knowledge and humility, creation and destruction. And so, under the stars of the Karakum, the door to hell keeps burning, its flames whispering into the night, reminding us that some fires were never meant to go out. If you enjoyed exploring this blazing mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating and mysterious places. Because out there, beyond the horizon, beneath the sands and seas, there are still countless secrets waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, stay curious and beware of what lies beneath.